Hello, and welcome back to the Publisher Podcast from Media Voices. I'm Peter Houston, and this season we are bringing you the best sessions from the Definitive AI Forum for Media, Information and Events, which we held with Flashes and Flames in London at the end of last year. Each episode is accompanied by a write-up of the key takeaways, which you can find on our site voices.media or get delivered straight to your inbox every Tuesday by subscribing to the Publisher newsletter, which is also linked from voices.media. This week's episode features Alex Roth, Strategy Director for Informa Plc, the second biggest B2B company based in the UK and the biggest B2B events business in the world. Alex speaks about how Informa is focusing on how AI can improve ways of working, product development, especially around data insights, and how it supports discovery, helping Informa's audiences find and access content. He talks about redesigning processes to incorporate AI, the development of an internal app store, and an app builder agent that avoids overloading the company's central AI team. Alex was interviewed by Senior Media Advisor Natasha Christie-Miller, and Natasha began her interview by asking Alex to outline Informa's three-part AI strategy.
Our AI strategy is really focused on ways of working, it's focused on product development, and it's focused on discovery. And we've basically put in place programs around all three. About 6 months ago, we rated ourselves on those three, sort of amber to red, and red. Our report card to ourselves was not very good. And in the last 6 months, we think we've achieved a bit of lift. On the ways of working, what we've done, we've tried to rethink a lot of the processes that are running inside of our business and gone through a bit of re-engineering, and we've incorporated AI into that process re-engineering. One of the things that we did was we launched our own proprietary AI tool, Alicia, which is basically a white label version of the Anthropic Claude product. But
did you name her?
I did not, but and it's interesting that you put a gender.
Well, Alicia sounds like a woman's name.
It does to me too, but it got a reaction.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go into that. What do you mean?
Well, there were a number of people who didn't like the idea that the assistant was female.
Yeah. I would say the one in charge.
Well, you're probably right.
Our perspectives may be slightly different.
You're probably right. But I've adopted a policy which is to be gender neutral on Alicia. In any event, the idea behind Alicia is, first of all, because it's proprietary, we can load our own company data into it, and we don't need to worry about the confidentiality of that information or the ability of other people to get benefits from our data. And then the other thing that we've started doing on the back of Alicia is we've launched various different agents to support various different use cases in the organization. Our discovery after about 1 week was that we were going to become, like our Alicia development capability, was going to become the rate limiting factor on innovation within Informa. Because if you had a use case, it had to get in the queue.
Right.
And the team had to develop the agent. And so we very quickly realized that we needed to develop an agent that would build apps, much in the way that Sue referred to before. And that agent hasn't actually officially launched, although we have a bunch of trailblazers who are already using it. And we have an app store today that hasn't opened yet that already has 800 apps in it as of this morning. So what's happened is that the venue of innovation in our business has shifted away from the AI team, and it's moved straight into the hands of the business, whatever function they're in order to create something that facilitates their way of working.
So can I just make sure that I've understood that? You've got your own app store that's obviously just for Informa. The 800 in there, are they a mixture of things that your building agent has already made, or is it stuff, external stuff that's just for you?
Well, it's all just for us. It's been developed internally. And it's on use cases that are above and beyond what is being developed in like the AI group.
Okay. Right? And so they've used what's your agent called that builds apps?
It's called the Alicia App Builder.
Okay, Alicia App Builder. Ab, should we call her Ab? Okay, so Ab, you've got people in your organization that have used Ab and they've created these new apps that are now available for everybody.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific. And you said as of this morning, are people using them now or you've launched that? Yeah.
It's all in the business. This is all real. And so somebody in sales, wants to do some sort of screening that they're going to do before they call into a customer, and they realize that that is a process that they are continuously running. They don't need to go to the Alicia team to have them build an agent. All they have to do is use the app builder to effectively build that routine for them. They can embed it into their workflow, and they can also put it into the store so that other people can access it and use it for themselves. And if you like it, that's great. And if you don't like it, you don't pick it up again.
I love that. So one very quick question. Did you buy Ab or did you build, did your AI team build it? Okay,
built it.
Can you build all of us one? I like it.
Well, I don't know about that, but
put you on the spot.
We'll look into it.
Okay, let's keep going.
So that's ways of working, and then it's product. And I would say one of the things that we've suffered from historically, and some of this came up in the discussion about trade shows dating back to the 13th century, is that product really hasn't evolved that much. And the reality is that data provides an opportunity to improve upon that product through the facilitation of matchmaking between buyer and seller in the supply chain.
Yeah.
And I think that we've come to this at precisely the time that AI has shown up on the scene. And therefore, AI has been a real facilitator for us in developing our products. And so one of the things that we've done is, as part of the One Informa program, we've reviewed the product development roadmaps, not for all of our products, but for a large number of our products. And we're basically infusing AI into the product roadmaps in order to make sure that the customer is having a better experience and the customer is getting better ROI on their investment.
Are you able to share, because I would love to just build a bit on what the events panel were talking about in AI in the matchmaking, because that is the holy grail, isn't it? Well, there's a number of reasons why people will come to an event, but if it is about filling one's pipeline or learning what are the new range of products, then this is just the absolute crux, isn't it? So not leaving it to serendipity and your own skillful networking. Are you able to give us an example of one that's working well?
Yeah, I can give you an example of things that we're working on. And I don't know, Greg's still here. I'm very much in the Greg camp, by the way, Greg, that AI provides us with an opportunity to transform the industry. I'm definitely in that camp. And then the two Robins, one was representing a trade show and a conference business, but RX is really, they're quite muscular in trade shows, and EMAP is quite muscular in conferences. And the types of digital solutions that you would put around each of those types of businesses is a little bit different. But I'll give you an example of what we're trying to do in a trade show environment, which is, and actually it goes to the question Mike was asking about intent, right? What you're really trying to do is you're trying to figure out where somebody is in the sales funnel, and then you're trying to put a campaign against them that is appropriate to where they are in the sales funnel. So actually there's a product or a campaign that you can run against anybody in the sales funnel, but you need to know where they are. And so the question is, how do you find out? And it's very hard in a trade show environment to do that, because you can have conversations, but the conversations don't always reveal everything in full. And oftentimes, most of the time, you're not actually talking to everybody who's there who might be relevant to you as an exhibitor and your product. What we want to do is we want to use the access to data that we have to enrich the level of insight that an exhibitor has about the leads that are collected during a show, right? And this is my point around media, which is that, you know, Informa's not only got trade shows and conferences, but it's got media, it's got digital apps, it's got beacons in halls that track the movement of people. In some cases, it will install cameras over booths to read people's that do facial recognition in order to interpret how people are reacting to products that they see. And it also uses third-party data, enriched data, that we can use in order to form a more comprehensive view of each individual, each person who is present at a trade show. So when there's an exchange of information, when I give you my business card or my digital business card, as the case may be, and you have my lead as an exhibitor, Informa can then provide you with insight about that lead by bringing to bear all of the data that it has about you, right? And it allows the exhibitor, as a consequence of that, the seller, to mount a campaign that's going to be much more purposeful and effective in making that sale. That's our direction of travel.
Yeah, great.
We sell this product today. Our goal for 2026 is to quadruple our level of sales.
Great.
And it's not going from 1 to 4. It's going from a big number to a very big number. So it's real, it's in market, but our ability to constantly enhance this product and every year charge more and more for the product is going to be a function of A, what data we can bring to the game, and B, our ability to cut through that data using AI.
Yeah, okay, got it. Do you think that that level of insight is going to end up as table stakes, or do you think that it will always be an add-on and there'll be some people who choose just to not quite go blind, but not have that extra level of insight?
So that's a really good question. I'd answer it in a couple of ways. First of all, our churn on that product is 0%.
Right. So it works.
It works. We have no customer who has the product who wants to stop using it.
Sounds like it's a bit cheap.
In some cases, the price point is, well, I don't know why I'm telling you the price point. I'm going to leave that.
Hold that. but I suppose with no churn, it's saying, is there an opportunity here for price increases?
There is, but I think that you have to give it more and more value each time you increase the price, right? And I'd say today, we're still at the we're selling it, but we're still at the early stages of the product and what it can do. I think ultimately, supply chain facilitation needs to be a mix of physical and digital. And there's even a question whether 10 years from now, the entire business model of exhibitions gets turned upside down. And whether what we actually sell is lead insights, which is the name of the product. And if you are a customer of lead insights, you can come and exhibit at our show, right? And if we can do that, which is if with, you know, uppercase and underlined a couple of times and probably in bold and maybe even red, but if we can do that, then actually our view is there are very few companies who could follow us.
Yes.
And what that does is it makes our moat deeper.
Of course it does. I mean, I've always thought of events as a winner takes all, and that just really amplifies that. I've seen the time, and we haven't yet talked about discoverability.
Number 3.
Should we do that?
Yeah, this was the one that we scored red.
Okay.
Because we were quite concerned that AI search would move people away from our media sites, which is really important for fueling products like Lead Insights. It would move people away from our websites, which are important for getting audience to our shows. And importantly, it might move people away from some of our published content at Taylor & Francis, which is our academic publisher. And so what we have started to investigate is, and we're well into the investigation now, is how the crawlers work. Right? And what we're basically doing is we're creating a shadow environment for the crawlers.
Ooh, so like a distraction. Come over here.
Come over here, crawl all over this.
And is it a bunch of rubbish?
No, not at all. What it does is it directs people into our sites.
Oh, okay.
So for example, at Taylor & Francis, people who are coming in through AI search, that's now rivaling Google Scholar in terms of what is sending people in. And we're having the same phenomenon occur in our business that John Slade talked about at the FT, which is they come in and they don't want the synopsis.
Right.
Remember, it's academic content. So this is, I can only describe it as, it's serious stuff. I mean, I don't understand it, but it's serious stuff. Right?
So are you finding that AI layer a helpful filter for
100%.
engagement?
100%. It's a better filter. And then when they come in, they're going into our articles.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So you're getting better quality engagement.
That's right. And so we've deliberately set up our licensing deals in a way that requires the LLMs to provide the source and citations. And our authors like this because then people are coming through and they're going into the articles, they're using the articles, and then our authors are getting the citations on whatever articles are being used for further knowledge and research.
Yeah. Great. Good. So again, incredibly well thought out and not just grabbing the largest check. And yeah, of course. Okay, so just in our last minute, Informa clearly has the benefit of scale, and I suspect that means you've been able to experiment, to pilot some things. Not all of the businesses are clearly of the same scale and size. So if I had a blank bit of paper and it was yikes, AI, ? What would you be telling me to do?
What I would tell you is focus. It's sort of like a trip to IKEA. IKEA can be a complete disaster if you're not focused. If you know that you need 4 kitchen chairs and you go in and all you do is get 4 kitchen chairs and leave, it's a very successful trip to IKEA.
Yeah.
If you go to IKEA and you wander, it's a complete disaster. And that's what I think applies here. I think that you need to go in with a view on what you want to do because the number of use cases is endless.
Yeah.
It's absolutely endless. Go in with a view of what you want to do, make that investment, make it work, and then build from there. Go back to IKEA. But don't try to do it in one trip.
Okay, fabulous. Hard to top that analogy. AI is the new IKEA. Love it.
Right.
Alex Roth, thank you.
Thanks for listening, and to Alex and Natasha for joining us at the AI Forum. We've got more exciting events coming up this year, from the Monetising B2B Forum in May, get your ticket now at flashesandflames.com, to our July newsletter and podcast summits and awards, and a return to the AI Forum next November. Remember, if you want to read our key takeaways article on this interview or sign up to our newsletter, you can find both at voices.media.